Bonjour everyone, my name is Jennifer Lorette and this video is going to be a review of my OBGYN shelf and the actual clinical rotation. I'm going to start off by talking about some things that I learned that will help you with all of your rotations, no matter which one you're in, and then I'm going to zoom into my actual OBGYN shelf exam and some tips, resources, and all of that yummy stuff. OBGYN. Now, just some quick tips for any shelf, no matter which one you're taking. I realized that every single shelf, all the information is the same as what you already knew. So OB-GYN, you're learning female reproductive system, right? It's the same stuff that you already knew. So this is the time to master the things that you didn't have time to master. So don't expect a whole new amount of information. It's going to be relatively the same. The only thing that you're going to have to add into your memory bank is going to be things that are like guidelines or vaccinations or when people get vaccines and HPV checks and all of that. But those, simply do an Anki deck for that and it will be stuck in your memory for life. The thing that I want to talk about is we have to realize that with every single shelf exam, it's going to be zoomed into a specific system. So OBGYN, there's only so much female reproductive anatomy that can go wrong. There's only so many things that can go wrong with the female reproductive system. And once you realize that, after maybe your 5th or 6th block of UWorld, you're going to realize that if you're doing mixed blocks, every single block has the same exact thing. Every single vignette is presented in a particular way where you can easily pick out what the problem is, and you'll start cruising as you go along. So yeah, that's my first tip. Second thing that I want to highlight is how dynamic the schedule was. Every single day was something different, especially since OBGYN, babies don't tell you when they want to enter the world. So sometimes we would be in the clinic just doing regular patient care and have to be rushed into emergency. The very first one that we got rushed into was a ruptured ectopic pregnancy. I will attach pictures here of the experience. And I hope you guys like this. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and comment. All of those yummy things warm up my heart so much. So please do. Ectopic pregnancy experience was a little scary. It was very fast paced and he did an amazing job. The patient survived. But the schedule overall, journal clubs, we had to do journal clubs once a week. So 7 a.m. once a week, you have to be there and present journal articles. The point of this is for continuing education for all of you, for all of your colleagues, for yourself, and for the doctor. It's a way to find, the most recent articles on topics that are interesting, topics that you just saw. Another thing is you have to present an article of your choosing and turn it into a PowerPoint, and that only happened once, so everybody presented at least once. And the places that we visited were sometimes the office, 2 different hospitals, and 2 different operating rooms in those hospitals. And what I noticed is that every hospital has different requirements. Some you walk in, others you have to watch from the gallery. His advice is to just start your questions very early. It's the same thing that I said for my family medicine shelf review. Take the total number of questions. For me, the total number of OBGYN questions were 497. I knew that I was only going to devote 5 of my 6 weeks to studying. So weekly, I had to do 99 questions a week. And if you divide that by wanting to study only 5 days a week, Monday through Friday with the weekends off, that means each and every day I was doing 20 questions. Now I can only do this if you start early. You can't do this if you wait for the last minute. If you wait for the last minute, you're going to be doing close to 100 questions a day. And that's when the experience is no longer quality. So make sure you start early so that way you can keep your question load and your Anki cards very, very low. So 5 weeks went to doing a certain amount of Anki cards every day and a certain amount of UWorld questions every day. And the last week went to doing the 4 NBME practice exams. They have explanations now, so it's a great way to wrap up everything that you've learned, as well as taking that last week to review my notes, which I'll show you in a moment. Sources that I used for my OBGYN shelf exam was Anki, UWorld, and then APGO was mandatory by my university. APGO has different cases, maybe like 4 questions. For example, endometriosis has 4 questions, and at the end of those 4 questions, you pretty much are solidifying endometriosis into your mind. So it was a great resource. I loved it. I did all the questions, or I think I did as many as I could, And lastly, my school mandates that you complete Kaplan by the time you take your Step 2 exam, I believe. So I dibbled and dabbled a little bit in the Kaplan resource, but I didn't really find it helpful beyond UWorld and Anki. It was the same information presented in a different format. And wow, that was a very quick video. So I'm just gonna show you my notes, and that wraps up this video. Just so you see it for yourself, here is OBGYN, my composition book, and I have 3 tabs. So let's start with the last tab, and it looks like this is the APGO cases. So these were all the cases my school told me how many they wanted us to complete, and these are my notes from it. If you see here, case 15, ectopic pregnancy, I ended up getting 70, and that's that. Then the second tab is Master the Boards. I did dibble and dabble a little bit into the Kaplan, aka Master the Boards. That's what I should put here. It's pretty much the same resource that my school mandates, and I think I only completed a little bit of notes here before I realized that it was the same information that I was already seeing. So these were my notes from my NBME exams, and then up here is all of my UWorld notes. And I'm very big on one-liners, so it's quick and easy. Okay, and as always, I hope that you found that video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and comment down below if there's anything that I left out that you wish I had clarified on. Do offer some mentorship services, so if you'd love to meet with me and sit down and discuss some things about medical school, dealing with anxiety, dealing with dating in medical school, all of those things, you can find a link on my Instagram and my Facebook account that is linked to my Calendly, and that is where you can sign up for booking with me. Again, I hope you have a wonderful day, and best of luck with whatever journey you are in. Peace for now.